Hello, Miss Manser's NBE 3U class. At this point, you should have just created a ThingLink account and you are ready to get started. You should be on this page with the Create icon. So let's talk a little bit about ThingLink, what it is, and how we're going to use it. So first of all, what is ThingLink? ThingLink is a platform that allows you to have an image that is interactive. That means that you can use audio, video, text, and have links to other websites. This makes ThingLink very flexible. So what are we going to use it for in our presentation? Well, let's take a look at the outline that Ms. Manser gave to us. The outline states that we will be using ThingLink as a media platform for supporting an oral presentation of your analysis of the text. So at this point, you will have already written an essay and have gathered information. Except this is an oral presentation, so we're not reading the essay to the class. Instead, we are changing it for a different audience and a different purpose. You may, however, use cue cards if you think it will aid in your oral presentation. Now let's talk about some of the things that must be in the presentation. You must have 5 bullets or links on your ThingLink interactive image. These could be any of the aspects that were mentioned earlier, but you can only have a maximum of 1 minute of video and 1 minute of recorded audio. Furthermore, the presentation must be 8 to 10 minutes. Any length above or below will result in a loss of marks. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go in and create a ThingLink image. So what we'll do is we'll go up to this icon here, Create, and they'll give you some options. And what we're going to choose is the first option that says Upload Image. These two are locked because we don't have a premium account. So what this Upload Image does is it creates a foundation for you to work on. So go ahead and click on that. When you click Upload Image, a pop-up will come up that will ask you to upload a photo to use as the background image of your project. So what I've done is I've gone on the internet and I've found a good quality picture that I'd like to use. In this case, and for the purposes of this tutorial, I'll be doing a project based off To Kill a Mockingbird. So what I did was I went on Google Images and I searched for a photo and I sorted by size and I made large at the top. So this will tell me that since the photo is large, that it will have a good aspect ratio and it'll have a good pixel ratio. That means that it won't be grainy on the screen. So if I go ahead and I click this, it'll create a palette for me. Okay, let's take a look at some of the options that are available to us. So first thing you'll notice is there's an add tag, a customize, and a save and close. So save and close is what we'll be using when you want to escape out of this area and just get back to your home screen. Customize, don't worry about this for now. What we'll really be looking at here is the add tag function. So notice when I hover over this function, a cursor appears in the middle of the screen. So that is where your icon that brings you into the link will appear. And you can change that position and also change the icon. So let's just click add tag and see what happens here. So what you'll notice is it'll give you a number of options. And for the purposes, they're pretty much all the same, to be honest. So let's just click one of these and it'll give us like a stock image. So waterfall, Niagara Falls, just some basic stock footage here. So at the very top, we have edit tag. When we're completed editing our tag, we'll click done and it'll save it onto our background. This is what the label will look like on the background before you click it. So if we click, we can see there's a number of different options, and if you go in further, there's even more options like different colors and whatnot. So let's click a really vibrant one so that we'll notice it once we go out. Okay, so for the purposes of this example, let's just say that this point will be about racism. So I'll type racism in here. Maybe this one will be about Jim Crow laws. And let's just say for text, in to kill a mockingbird, etc., etc. Maybe I'll have a little piece of text in here that'll help me along in my presentation. And then down here we have a link. So this could be a link to just about anything. It could be to a YouTube video. It could be to an article, just about anything. So I'm just going to skip this for now, and we'll go down to the next area. So this is button text. This is what it reads over here. So if I were to click read more, it would bring me to the link that I had typed in this area here. So let's say, for example, that I had a really good article. Then I could put down link to article. Oops. And then if I had a link here, when I clicked on that in my presentation, it would take me to that article. Down below, we have the image area. And right now, there's just the stock photo of Niagara Falls. So let's hover over that. You see a little X comes up. Hover over that, and we can exit out of that image. And then there's an add image function here. So let's add an image. This brings me back to the folder that I was using previously. In this case, I have a folder made up for my ThingLink. I would recommend that you make a folder on your desktop. It'd be really easy. And then, so here are some photos that I've been using. Here's my background, and here's an image that I found that has to do with the Jim Crow laws. So let's open that up and see how it looks. So it'll load in, and I just cut that off a little bit, but I'm sure you can extend that out. So that's how the system works. If I wanted to delete the tag, there's a delete tag here. If I wanted to upload some audio, there's also an upload audio tag. And finally, when I'm finished and I'm happy with it, I can click done. So now here is my ThingLink link, and I can move this around wherever I want. So let's say maybe I'll start at the top, and I'll go down as my presentation goes on. So now when I click this in my presentation, it'll bring up the link that I just made. Okay, so what I've done is I've gone to YouTube so I can search for a video to put in my presentation. Earlier we looked at how to put different links in there. So what we're looking for is a YouTube URL. That's the code at the top that brings us to the video. So I'm looking for a video that is roughly a minute in length because we don't want the videos to go too much over that. So what I'm going to do is I'll go to filter, and I'm going to select short so that I'm filtering out all of the videos that are over 5 minutes. Then after looking through some of these videos, I find one that I like. So here's this video that shows 1930s Alabama. Kind of sets the setting of the Great Depression and shows us what life might have been like at that time, right? Small town life in Alabama. That's a funky guitar line. So I decided, yeah, this is the video that I'd like to use. Great video. So let's take that video. So I'll go up to the URL and I'll click copy, and then I'll go back into my ThingLink presentation and I'll add the link in the link spot here. Next, I will choose a button text that makes sense. So if I go back here, it says 1930s Alabama. So I might say 1930s Alabama. Great. Now when I click this text button, it should bring me to the YouTube video that I just selected, and it does. So this works. Okay, so our last media type that we can upload is an audio file. We've looked at text, image, and video so far. Now, uploading an audio file kind of differs depending on what device you're using. In my case, I'm using a personal computer that's running Windows 10, so I get access to the voice recorder app. You can look that up using Cortana. If you're using a Apple iPad, then you'll just have to use an Apple recording app. It's really important to make sure that whatever device you're using has permissions set so that the app can use the microphone. Alright, so we're going to go in here and record some audio. So I'll just click on this and record a test audio. This is a test audio. Okay, so there's my recording. It's only 4 seconds long, but you can have up to a minute. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find this file on my computer. So let's go to Open File Location. So there it is. I'm going to rename this Test TKIM file. And I'm going to make sure that I move it into the file folder that I was using before so that I don't get confused. So here's my ThingLink file, right? It says quick access. These are things I've used recently. And there it goes. So now it's in my ThingLink file with all the other items that I've been using. So if I go back into my ThingLink, and I go into, let's say I'll add tag. All right, so here's another one of those Niagara Falls ones. So I go to upload audio here, and I'm going to look for my ThingLink folder, and so nothing matches my search, and that's because it's looking for a VLC media file. So my computer might have saved this in a different file format. So what I'll do is I'll go down to this drop down arrow here and click all files. Now everything that I've done comes up, right? So here it is, test TKAM file. So I click open, and as soon as I open, this will start playing it. This is a test audio. Okay, so there it goes, right? And so let's say that I'm done with this tag. Done. All right, so there it is. When I click this, if I open it, it'll start playing that audio. So let's click save and close. Brings me back to just a general screen. So if I go back, oh, here's my old one, right? And then if I click this, this is the one that I just made with the audio in it, and it should play the audio. This is a test audio. So as we see, this works here. Okay, by this point, we've looked at all of the major elements that we could possibly put into ThingLink. By the time that you're done with your presentation, you should have 5 of these icons, each with something new and unique. Let's go into Add Tag and look at some of the things that we haven't really looked at yet. So if we scroll down to the bottom, we see some options here. One interesting option is to have a YouTube video straight in your ThingLink. So you don't actually have to link to an outside source. You can watch it straight in your ThingLink without leaving this screen. So if I go to YouTube, here it goes. It brings up Pink Floyd Marooned. Let's say that I wanted to use the YouTube video that I was using earlier. I can copy and paste that in, and there it is, right off the bat. And I can watch it inside of my ThingLink presentation without leaving. So that's a really cool feature. Another thing that I can do is I can go to Embed. And Embed allows me to use Google Maps. So I think that there could be some interesting uses for this as well. The other things on the side here I wouldn't worry about too much, because these things are more for paid premium users, so you don't really get access to them. At the beginning I said that these are all the same. It's not entirely true. There's slight differences between. So let's take a look at some of the differences here. So this one is just like a basic infographic text. This one here, it has a larger text, or a larger image, sorry, and a smaller text. This one here actually has basically no image at all and only just the text. And this one is interesting because it has like a price function and like a shopping thing, which wouldn't really be that useful for this presentation, but you might find some sort of use for it. And yeah, that's basically it for ThingLink. If you have any questions, come ask me after the video. And good luck on your presentations.